The last time we checked out the Chevrolet, it was big, it was massive, it was the Tahoe. But now they've got something more manageable, definitely practical, and much more affordable. This is the new Chevrolet Captiva. Hey everyone, Vince here from AutoIndustriya, and yes, we've got the new Chevrolet Captiva for you. Now they're gonna offer two variants of this, the LTZ and this Premier variant as the top of the line of the model range. Now I was still a very young motoring journalist. Actually, I think in my first year when they first launched the Captiva here in the Philippine market. And we witnessed how the model evolved. Actually, it proved to be quite popular with Chevrolet's customer base because it offered quite a bit of size, quite a bit of height, diesel engines and all that for its customers at a good price. But Chevrolet is pivoting with the Captiva, more affordable to be able to reach a wider customer base with this new model. And mind you, it is a 7-seater. That is something I know a lot of you guys are interested in. It is a 5-door crossover SUV, but with characteristics of an MPV. But in terms of the look, it's very much Chevrolet with the way they do the DRLs up here, the way they do the front, and of course, the bow tie badge right there. But what they've got going on it is a very sporty style. By the way, the lights, the main beams, are actually down here along with a nice splitter over there. But if you look at the profile of the vehicle, it is very much an SUV in terms of the ground clearance with these nice 18-inch wheels and the roof rails up top that are actually load-bearing. No, those are not just for show. Those actually can take quite a bit of weight, which is something we always appreciate when you put it on any kind of SUV or even pickup truck or any vehicle for that matter. It's got to have purpose. You can tell that Chevrolet was really going for something different and neat with the way they did the back. The taillights, the lower bumper, which by the way, the black matches the cladding all around. The way they did the rear glass is actually nice and sloped. It's very different compared to a lot of other SUVs we've seen. Rear wiper, rear spoiler, shark fin antenna. But what's unique here is the way this opens. Because normally, a lot of vehicles, they don't do this. If you notice, it's kind of like a big clamshell, the way they did that. That's something we've seen in a lot of European vehicles, particularly German vehicles. And when you open it, that means you refer more to the lights down here to warn the people behind. And by the way, you also have your reverse lights and all that down there. In terms of space, you've got 12.5 inches from here to there and about 48 inches wide. You can fold down the third row. Yes, it has a third row to give you even more space. And in this configuration, it's about 38 inches from here to there. Now, if we look under here, what do we see? Toolkit, jack, and all that, very useful. Your spare tire is underneath. It's a 17-inch steel wheel. But what's unique here is the way the middle row folds. You know what? Let's accelerate this video right now. Whew. You know, I may not look it. That's the second time I've already done that. Now, in terms of space, you've got up to 66 inches of space from here to over there, which is a lot of space for stuff. I mean, what can we put there? New big screen TV? May sale ba ngayon sa appliance store? Powering the Chevrolet Captiva is a 1.5-liter turbo gasoline engine with DVCP. In terms of power, it's got 150 PS and torque 255 Newton meters. When it comes to the transmission, this one gets a CVT driving the front wheels with McPherson front suspension and a torsion beam rear suspension right over there. But the great thing is that when it comes to the braking, you've got disc brakes in front and disc brakes in the back, giving you maximum power, maximum confidence when you're driving this on the highway on a road trip with your family. And speaking of family, let's go check out the cabin to see where everyone is gonna sit for your next road trip. we start our journey with the Captiva here in the third row. Now, in terms of space, the width is actually okay. In terms of the knee room, leg room, it's actually okay for people of my height or for children. Definitely perfectly fine. Got cup holders, pockets here. You've also got a USB charging port, which is gonna come in handy for a long drive. And speaking of long drive, if you're sitting here in the back, you've actually got a nice view all around you. Got a sunroof there, big windows here, and even your own window right here. Before we sit on the second row of the Captiva, I wanted to show you the folding mechanism of this. Now, if you've tried one very popular mid-size SUV, this will seem familiar, because for this to fold flat, first what you do is you pull this, which kind of unlatches this cushion, and then it kind of swings out like that, and then you fold it forward like that. What it shows you first is that you have space here if you want to store something you want to keep away from prying eyes, but also it means this now can fold down, and when it does, it folds down flat to the floor, and it links up very neatly with the third row if it's folded. Now, where this comes in handy is if you want to put in really long items and you don't want to scuff up the leather on the seats, you've got this surface right here to take the brunt of that for you. And I think maybe they'll have some kind of matting for this in the future. Sitting here in the middle row, I can clearly see that there's a theater-like layout with the way they have this set up, meaning this is fairly high. The front seats are also set down a little bit low, so it gives you a nice view of the road ahead, even from here in the back. And you've got a great view around you. Big windows, again, the sunroof. The cushioning on the seat is actually pretty nice, and given that each of you have 3-point seat belts, it's going to be very safe. But for convenience, what do you get? Well, you've got your own AC vents here with a USB charging port down below. You've got pockets all around for the doors, the seat backs right down there, so there's plenty of storage for all kinds of stuff. But the leg room, I mean, right now we've got it set up to have leg room for the third row, and it's actually quite okay for a long drive. I can cross my legs here, no problem. See? I can actually do it. When you sit behind the wheel for the first time in the Captiva, you're greeted by a signature Chevrolet interior. I mean, you got the bow tie badge right there, but also the way they do the texturing and the way they do the layout, it's very conventional and very easy to get accustomed to. That's what you want out of a vehicle, something very familiar. They're certainly delivering on that front. Now, you got your controls laid out, all very logical. Steering wheel here with a flat bottom. Got cruise control on the left, as well as a control for the digital screen right in front of you, which also has information like fuel economy, tire pressure monitor, and all that stuff. On the right side, you've got your audio controls and your Bluetooth controls. Now, that controls this screen right here, this portrait touchscreen, which is very nice and clear. It does come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and you plug in via the USB port down below. There's also another USB port for charging, which comes in very handy because we all have multiple devices at this stage, which is, kind of normal for the way we do things now. Now, in terms of features, you've also got a 360 camera right here, and you've got the access to that. You can press this button right there, or you can press the button right over here. It gives you access to the 360 camera of the vehicle, which I have to say is very clear and very nice. I mean, it's even got the view of the wheel. That's actually a very clear view compared to a lot of vehicles in this category. And it has the front camera, which has the guide light, so you can really place your vehicle with precision when it comes to tight parking spots. And then when you put it into reverse, the view will switch to whatever's in the back, also with guidelines. Very handy in our city streets. Now, going around the features of this, what else do we see? It's actually very conventional. You can see here the Apple CarPlay and the Android Auto. We'll show you the B-roll of these two in function right now because I don't have the cable plugged in, but still works perfectly fine. There's a pocket here which is good for your wallet or your phone or your key right there. And as you can see, the key has unlock, lock, and then the trunk release right there. Now, down here, you've got your T-bar shifter, which is fairly conventional because you got P, R, N, D, and Sport if you so wish. And then, you've also got the manual mode right there. Push to shift up, pull to shift down. Very intuitive. Now, down here, two cup holders. You've also got this compartment here, which is fairly spacious for a vehicle of this size. Your electronic parking brake, auto brake hold, and something that we've seen in a lot of Chevrolets, an RFID card holder or parking card holder that you can have right there, very conveniently placed for any kind of drive. Now, looking around, power windows, of course, standard for all of the windows here. And then you've got the mirrors, the power mirrors, the control of it right here, very easy to access, as is the headlamp leveler, which is going to be useful, especially now you want to avoid dazzling people when you're driving on the road. Now, what else? Ignition button right here. Your stability control off button is here. Of course, you've not turned that off. That's very, very handy. Hazard button there. So right up top, you got your sun visors, which is normal, and then your vanity mirrors, both with a light for the driver and the front passenger. The nice thing here though is the rear view mirror. Now, it may look conventional, and it is with the night and day mode right here. But what's great about it is that it has a USB port. Now, if you look right there, there's a USB port right there. And what that means is that this is dash cam ready. So if you have a dash cam like mounted here, you can have the USB cable, a nice and short one, clipped on right here or attached right here, and it's going to deliver power to that dash cam. Avoids, messy cables all around, you having to tuck it all here. It's very, very handy to have. Now, up here you got your sunglass or glasses holder, which is where I have my glasses now. And then you have the lights here, which is normal stuff. But what's great is that it comes with the panoramic sunroof. Now, to open that, you press that, and it's a nice and quiet motor, if I may say so myself. Gives you a nice view up top of the, another roof. But if you pull and hold this, and then what you get, you have to hold it. What you get is a nice big opening on the sunroof. Now, we wouldn't advise that you stand, from here up there. You shouldn't really do that. But it gives you a nice bit of fresh air when you're out on a road trip with your family, which is something the Captiva is gonna be really good at. But one thing we haven't mentioned yet is the fact that this is not a brand new fresh off the boat unit. This one has done 100,000 kilometers already. That's a lot of mileage for a vehicle that they're just about to launch. And it shows that Chevrolet is really testing their vehicles to ensure that it's ready for you and your family on your next road trip. And judging by how the interior looks, how the exterior looks, and how it still feels all around, it seems to be standing up to the wear just fine. In all my years in this industry, I don't think I've ever been handed the keys to a car from a manufacturer that has done 100,000 kilometers or more. Actually, I don't even think I've even handed a car that has 50,000, because car makers, they tend to get rid of their vehicles when they do the kind of testing that they do. But it's refreshing to see that Chevrolet is trying to prove something with the Captiva. We don't even have to say time will tell, because time has already told. And it seems the vehicle is standing up really well to the kind of conditions Philippines has to offer. In terms of the fuel economy they were reporting around 7.9 kilometers per liter in the city, up to almost 16 kilometers per liter on the highway, depending on the kind of conditions that you have when it comes to traffic. So it'll be really interesting to see how this will behave once we take it for a full-on test drive after the launch. And speaking of the pricing, they're not really finalized yet as of the time of filming, but they're estimating around 1.2 million to around 1.5. You know what? We'll put the pricing up here and see if it's actually accurate. You guys let me know if I got the pricing right on this one. But anyways, this is the new Captiva. What do you think of it? Do you want to test drive it? Is it something that you would want to own and have in your garage and drive your family around? Let us know in the comments below. This is Vince of Auto Industriya. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like if you found this video useful and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth car news and walkarounds and reviews.